Utimus. Okay, 23'2". Okay, I have a 5.5-inch wall that is standard height. My garage is lower. I want my layout to start from butting that taller wall. I'm gonna have a joist there, and I want my sheathing to break at the center. Center of my joist is at 1 foot, and then 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, plus 7/8 minus 7/8 because it's 1 3/4 inches wide, and that way, center of joist is consistent. Now I'm just gonna mark every foot plus 1 3/4 inches. So 2 foot, 2 foot 1 3/4, 3 foot, 3 foot 1 3/4, 4 foot, 4 foot 1 3/4, and I'm just gonna keep moving my tape. I do not have it pinned down there, and I'll show you. We can be accurate. 6 foot, 1 3/4, 7 foot, 1 3/4, 8 foot, 1 3/4, 9 foot, right there. 12 foot, 1 3/4, 13, 1 3/4. And the last one. Okay, so I'm gonna lock my tape. I don't need to tack a nail. Look at that, that is right on the money. Okay, here's how you set top flange hangers to a beam before you set the beam and have them all be consistent. So here's how we do that. We're gonna take the top flange right on the line and we're gonna nail the top first. And the reason for that is then this is nice and snug. I'm gonna line this up with my line. The triangle holes are optional, but I'm just doing it. Then I'm gonna hold this side parallel and I'm gonna nail the top. And now we have nice consistent height.
Incidentally, I should mention I'm using the Paslode Positive Placement nailer. It only shoots 1.5-inch nails. Make sure that you look at the load tables. I'll show you this in just a minute. Usually these hangers will require a 2.5-inch or 3-inch nail. And we can't just arbitrarily go 1.5 inches necessarily. What's great about the I-joist layouts from Roseburg, they actually, when they specify the hanger, they actually tell us what size nail to use.
I'm gonna hold it nice and tight here. And I'm gonna hold this side. So I'm eyeballing straight down, and I want this, of course, nice and level. And I also want that to be tight. Okay. I think that is all that I need.
Okay, so we're at Simpson Strong Ties page. Here's the ITS top flange hanger. This is the exact hanger that we're using. It is called the snap-in bottom flange. Kind of makes sense, right? Since we snap it into place. The strong grip seat and funnel flange. Notice here on the left, those little angled tabs, they lock the bottom flange of the I-joist into the seat of the hanger so it can't come up. Now, if you need additional uplift values, right there's some holes. If you're gonna do that, you have to get into a little bit more into the catalog. Right there's the triangle hole. That's what I went ahead and filled. I mean, what is it? Extra couple sticks of nails. There's the funnel flange tab, and it just rests right on top of the bottom flange. On the top of the bottom flange. Yeah, I said it correctly. It's good to get to know the catalog. There's always things that we learn or we make sure we don't have wrong. If you scroll down, since I was using the Paslode Positive Placement nailer, I needed to look in the table for the 1.5 inch nails. And you can see, since I'm shooting into LVL, 1,395 pounds is my allowable per joist hanger. And of course, if your engineer needs to look up data, he or she would know how to get into the catalog. Anyway, let's get back to the video. A very common question that comes up when we show this is, how do we know that we're gonna have consistent heights? Well, I think you get an idea just looking at the I-joist there. Remember, I-joists are manufactured in 60-foot lengths. They are very consistent. That's why we can trust the top flange hanger. And if they are sitting up about 1/8, it really doesn't matter. The subfloor is gonna bridge that. Turns out, as you can see here, these bad boys are right on the money. Now, that one Kyle's working on, apparently I got it a little tight. You can even, so you see what happens there, right? It just gouged the top flange a little bit. We don't want to do that. This isn't going to be a big deal. We try to avoid that. So, you know, 1 out of however many there are, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But you notice that Kyle is not having to force it. He is pulling them down in order for that funnel flange, those little tabs, to engage. You'll actually feel and hear a little bit of a click when you get those popped down. You can kind of see those tabs on the bottom right there by Kyle's foot. And I'll show you here in just a moment the drawing. But our goal is to make sure that the hangers are parallel, that they are not too closed, meaning that we can't get the joist in. But we also don't want them to be too open, because if they're too open, that's going to affect the height. Don't expect perfection from the joist or the hanger or the LVL. And everybody needs to stop thinking that framing is about perfection. It is not. Machining is about relative perfection. Aerospace, rockets, this is not that. We are doing the best we can, and there are acceptable tolerances, and when we stick within those, we end up with everything. It fits properly, we don't have to work too hard. It's right. It's as right as it needs to be. And yes, that will be on my tombstone, if I ever die. Is since we already have to cut the LVL to length, we might as well lay it out while we're there, and we might as well install hangers while we're there. We're trying to group as many tasks to that beam as possible so that we gain efficiencies in movement. We can do a better job because we're not on planks, we're not on ladders, we're working at about waist height. So quality control is a little bit easier. There is the look of the entire floor system framed. Now it's sheathed. Here's the backstory. Notice how the garage floor is framed 6 inches lower than the main walls. We're installing Slope Shield Plus. That's a vapor open. Think of it a little bit like roofing underlayment. It's vapor open. It's actually designed for CLT and cross-laminated timber construction to put and protect that CLT during the building process. We went ahead and had it installed at this point instead of waiting until we're undercover, so that the area below this can stay dry. We can store our nails, our tape, all those little things that we don't want to put away in the van every day. Crescent wrenches, just, you know, all that little stuff. And keep it nice and dry. Thank you everybody so much for following along and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Do you prefer to install your hangers before the beam is lifted or after? Why or why not? See you in the next video, everybody.